Hello everyone, I'm Lou Beccaria, the President and CEO of the Phoenixville Community Health Foundation. As part of our foundation's mission to enhance access to healthcare services and to improve the overall quality of life of the citizens of the greater Phoenixville area, our foundation is proud to sponsor, in conjunction with the Phoenixville Hospital Tower Health System, this new series of For the Health of It TV shows. It's our intention to provide you useful information that can help you become a better and more informed healthcare consumer. We hope that you'll tune in regularly and have a very healthy day. Welcome back to For the Health of It. And for those of you who are just tuning in, we have the pleasure today of talking with three gentlemen from the Manor of Hope program in Oaks, Pennsylvania, right outside of Phoenixville. And for the second portion of the show, we're going to be talking with Matthew about his journey in substance abuse and his recovery. And that's really the topic of what we're trying to get across today, is to have an understanding about recovery and what is involved in recovery from substance abuse. So Matthew, welcome to the show. Thanks very much for being here. And well, first, tell us just a little bit about your own background, where you came from, how old you are, you know, what you like to do.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. Yeah, my name's Matthew. I'm 30 years old. I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. You know, growing up, I always liked to play sports. I was an athlete, and yeah, I like to do everything outside.
What sports did you play?
I played football, baseball, lacrosse, basketball. I tried them all, you know.
Did? Wow, that's pretty good. You must have been a good athlete. Well, how did you start your path down into substance abuse? Was it through prescription drugs? Was it through friends who got you involved in it? How did your journey start?
Well, yeah, you know, it's my belief and understanding that, you know, I've been an addict my entire life. It actually, my use with substances began with marijuana and alcohol, but, you know, I found that addiction is a disease, and before that, it was always like, I just wanted more of everything, whether it would be food or, you know, just anything you could want more of as a little kid. And, you know, playing outside until I was getting in trouble and just all different types of stuff like that.
So you sounds like you were addicted to pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, anything that gave you pleasure, that's what you did excessively.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, have you been involved in other programs before you became involved with the Manor of Hope program?
The Manor of Hope is the first long-term treatment I've ever been involved in. I went to rehab, you know, several other times, and you know, I was able to sustain short periods of recovery, but never anything to the length I have now.
Mm-hmm. So just like Elliot was saying in the first portion of the show, it seems like one of the aspects or indicators of success in these programs is the length. Is, you know, you need more time than, say, 30 days in order to do recovery. Is that pretty accurate?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. That is, you know, my belief to the fullest extent. You know, every other attempt I had, I went to treatment, and then right after that, it was just, you know, to IOP or PHP into a recovery house. And this program really gave me time to step back from life and, you know, look at everything on a full perspective and build myself up from the bottom, you know, physically, mentally, and spiritually every day.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And so the fact that it's a longer program and not squeezed into like 30 days, which the insurance companies will pay for, is gives you that time, that freedom to be able to think better.
Yes, absolutely.
How did you know, Matthew, that you actually hit bottom? Having been through this for many years, what was it that made you think about hitting bottom?
Well, it's a great question, really, because I felt as though I hit the bottom several times. You know, I've been, like I said, through treatment several times, and I went to jail a few times, and, you know, there's a lot of different consequences that I faced as a result of my drug addiction. But this time, you know, I gave up, you know, and I said, I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to change my life. You know, I deserve a better life, not only for myself, but for the people who love me. And, you know, people are tired of seeing me struggle, and I'm tired of struggling, so I decided to give it a shot.
So the substance abuse process actually wore you out.
Yeah,
in a sense.
absolutely.
Yeah. So what were the major supports that you feel that you've had in your journey for recovery, the supports around you that have given you hope in your recovery, Matthew?
Well, my biggest support is my family. You know, without them, I surely wouldn't be here today. But I also belong to a 12-step fellowship, and I have a lot of support through that. There's people I work with and I talk to every day about, you know, ongoing issues in my life, and, you know, they help me work through things to the best of their ability.
Mm-hmm. Matthew, now that you're on your road to recovery, and it is a process, as we mentioned in the introduction, do you have goals set for yourself as to what you would like to accomplish in the rest of your life? You mean, actuarially, you probably have another 50 or 55 years left in life.
Well,
so how would you like to use those years?
Yeah, that's also a good question. You know, recently I just got back into school at Montgomery County Community College, and I'm taking some psychology classes. So, you know, my end goal is to be able to help people who have struggled like I have, and, you know, hopefully make their process a little bit easier than mine was, and, you know, to just not only help people with addiction disorders, but also mental health issues as well, because, you know, that's also a big problem in the world today, and I look to help them too.
Yeah. Do you feel that in your own situation, now that you've gone through a lot of treatment, that you also had some mental health issues, or whether it was anxiety or depression, or that led to or were associated with your substance abuse?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've struggled with certain mental health issues, you know, for my whole life, but I never really knew it until I started going to treatment for my substance abuse. And that's when I was finally diagnosed with a few different disorders, and, you know, since then I've been able to get that under control and, you know, work towards recovery in that as well.
Right. Okay. Well, we're out of time for this segment, but Matthew, I want to thank you for coming on the show, for sharing your story, and I'm sure that our viewers are going to benefit from your experience. So thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in, and we're going to move to the third segment, but first we're going to hear a word from our sponsors, the Phoenixville Hospital Tower Health and the Phoenixville Community Health Foundation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.